Hello, and welcome to In the Court of the Wenton King. Today, finally, we're doing an interesting one. And it will be, in so many ways, it will be one that many would expect eventually, and it's one that the other half of the audience wouldn't expect at all, maybe. I think maybe. Maybe. It's Kate Bush, and it is, Never Forever, is the start of the sequence, the main sequence, I think. I got home last week. Remember last week we didn't know what we were going to do the next week. And it was kind of. I got home, wasn't really very well, tired from work, cold, icy, etc. And the new Kate Bush live album had arrived, and all was good with the world because it's amazing. But this is the third album. Like I said, it's really where it gets good. You have to remember she was really young when she started. She was like 18. So I think those first two albums are almost prehistory. Like Yes, the first two Yes albums are prehistory, or Deep Purple. And telling you, this is where she started to co-produce, although I think there was a live EP before this that she co-produced as well. It is proggy. The word we would use is proggy. I have no idea if Kate Bush fans would use that word. I know prog people like Kate Bush. On the Venn diagram there is Kate Bush fans here, and there's the prog fans here. So I don't know what they would make of that. It's diverse mix of styles. Very Peter Gabriel. Obviously she was on Frontier. She was definitely influenced by Peter Gabriel. I think maybe she influenced him, actually. If you look at the timeline of what happened, Security and So and all that stuff, this is more like that than PG3, actually. Yeah, so, bit of Bowie, maybe a bit of kind of Roxy Music. I think she's influenced by Roxy Music and Queen and that kind of thing, maybe. Also a bit of pastoral Englishness and surrealness. And I was going to say bit, but actually a bucket of female sensuality. Amazing, unique voice. Nothing like that voice anywhere else. It takes getting used to, and it sounds like that. And I think the fact that it's sort of etched on the public consciousness with everyone knows Wuthering Heights, I don't think that helps. I think that makes it harder because you hear it and you think, oh, that's Kate Bush going doing this weird voice. So you have to get out of that really to hear this weird, amazing, she's not like Peter Hamill, but it's that kind of thing. Really expressive and weird and, surreal. It's very 70s. Although we're in the 80s, and although the technology is very much of the time, the Fairchild or whatever, we're not in the 80s yet. Although I think this is 81? 1980? Okay, yeah. So it's very 70s, I think, yes. And it's awesome.
Oh gosh, I don't agree. I practically nothing Kate Bush, and having listened to this album, I still nothing Kate Bush. I don't particularly dislike anything she does. The voice is a tad annoying. It's sort of like a dentist drill having a go at a chalkboard. And that's sort of like the takeaway from it is after listening to this is Babooshka, Babooshka, really, really loud, really high. Great.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. There's a certain approach you need to the voice. It doesn't help that you already know it, does it? You already know it's going to be like that, and that's Kate Bush, and that's Kate Bush, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't really understand the progginess. When you said David Bowie and what's his face, Peter Gabriel, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. There's a sort of an artistry to the work, maybe a creation of personas and characters.
Yeah.
Maybe that's going on. But that's never really turned me on anyway. I'm obviously not really into David Bowie. And Peter Gabriel post Genesis is nothing to me, basically. So I think that's the issue. This is not one for me really. This is not bad. But it finishes in such a strange way. It finishes in a sense of, is that it?
Oh, okay.
Is that the end? Sort of. Well, okay.
The thing about the music, what I find, obviously we're approaching it in a different way to a lot of people will be approaching it, and I hear this is very much singer-songwritery stuff, and then it changes and you think, whoa, stuff's happening, and I've forgotten about this, but this is amazing, and there's lots of bits like that, and actually Breathing, the last song, it has like a false ending, and you think, okay, that's the end, but then it comes back in and whoa, and there's stuff going on and sound effects and then like a Queen riffy thing ending on top of that. is fantastic. So maybe clips of it
Yeah,
I could prove, look, that bit's probably, but then again, that misses the point, doesn't it? Because if it's there, it should be,
I mean, I know she's got a reputation as being weird.
Yeah.
People have said, oh, she's way out there, man.
So
Crazy.
strange.
Very, very odd person. And that maybe automatically put me off, because I don't like things like that. I don't think music should be sold on
weirdness,
on a persona. If music's weird, that's great. Yeah, but music should be about music, not about personalities or characters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which essentially is what happened with David Bowie music, which I think that sort of turned me off a bit. Whereas initially, maybe the characters were to augment the music, augment the live performance, but it turned into something more. It turned more into a sort of gimmick, I suppose.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I mean, what you said then, I thought, yes, I agree with that. Definitely, music should be about music and not about the bullshit. It's about the sound of the music. Literally, that's it, isn't it? When they're playing or whatever. And compared to Bowie, definitely there's more going on here. There's more stuff, musical stuff happening. You could take the vocals off and it will be really good. With Bowie, some of it will be good with the vocals off. Some of it will be quite boring. So it is less like that than Bowie, I think.
Yeah.
But there's also this drama to it. She does dancing, proper serious, very serious dancing, and mime and all that business. And like you said, music's important. We don't care about that. But it means it is melodramatic, and sometimes you got a story, and that kind of thing is very difficult to get right, I think. And it will be a dead end. A lot of people will go down. Some people would think that's how you do it. Well, I'm going to be this character, and we're going to da da da, and it's just But I think Kate Bush is really good at it, making it into actual music. And she has this literary, filmy thing. On this album, it's more of a filmy thing. And I know you're often turned off by that, aren't you? I mean, you like the cinema show. Yeah. But often you find that great and it's pretentious and all that stuff, don't you? I mean, references to movies, references to literature and things like that. But songs inspired by it.
I think it's a very, very difficult thing to get right.
Yeah.
Without it coming off as pretentious. When it works really, really well.
Yeah. And we know Wuthering Heights does. It is brilliant. It's very popular, but it is brilliant. Everyone knows it. There's a reason why it was how many weeks #1 or whatever. And at this point now, it's a lot more subtle, a lot more sophisticated. But that's still there. I mean, there's quite a few of them. Movies. The Infant Kiss is about a movie. The Wedding List is actually inspired by a movie. Which sounds like quite a good film actually. It's basically Kill Bill. Delius is from this Ken Russell movie, Song of Summer. It's not all like that. Blow Away is about this guy who died on the tour. She did. Because she did only do one tour, sadly, until 2013. There was a suggestion the reason she did that was because this guy died on the tour. And it was put off by it, but that's been denied. Yeah. Huge over here. I think was this #1? Or maybe this wasn't #1, I can't remember. Maybe the next two are #1. No, yeah, this is #1 and the next one isn't, and then the next one is #1. But yeah, she was huge here and didn't really take off in the US, interestingly. It does sound like they didn't know how to market her, and basically just pictures of her showing her boobs. And there was no presentation of, she's a singer-songwriter and she makes weird music and etc. Not just a pop singer. Got people to write the songs for her or anything like that,
Well, how did Bowie break America originally? Because obviously the story is they were spending loads on tours.
Yeah.
More money than they were actually making.
Yeah, I think it was actually Young American, so it was actually when he started making American music.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so that was, it was because he loved the music. That's what it was. It wasn't clever marketing. But yeah, I do think it's a shame that there was no more tours, because a tour of this would have been amazing. It could have been a big show, and also later tours, which we'll talk about, obviously. And like I said, it's very 70s, I think, despite the technology. You've got the Fairlight, Nick from Peter Gabriel, obviously, but it's wistful and surreal and sort of quite dark. You wouldn't put it on the car stereo for a quick blast, wearing your ill-fitting orange and purple sportswear, heading home to watch Bullseye. It doesn't fit into that world. It fits into the world of sitting in headphones with a big stereo on a record player. Apart from maybe Babooshka, because it's quite funny. I think it's quite funny, and it's catchy and it has pop value. But, I mean, there's almost an alternating thing going on with a sort of more accessible track, and that's something more interesting. But yeah, I mean, a million miles from your 80s stuff, Spandau Ballet and Poison and Michael Jackson, and yet it's in the 80s and she's from the 80s, which I find really interesting. Like Peter Gabriel, but of course the reason for that is that Peter Gabriel isn't from the 80s, he's from the 70s, isn't he? It would be interesting to see what Kate Bush fans who aren't prog people, what other music they like. You know, do they like the Smiths? Do they like Peter Gabriel? Or do they like, I don't know, Spandau Ballet and crap?
Well, here's the thing, yeah. New Romantics, they're all...
Yeah, they're crap. Duran Duran.
But there's an element of that there as well, that sort of persona that they're presenting, which was inspired by Bowie, basically. It's a very similar thing to what I was talking about earlier. There is something quite 80s about it.
The persona...
Maybe not the music, in a sense. There's no like crazy 80s synth going on.
I don't know if there is a persona per se. She's just really distinctive voice. I don't think she's playing a character. I don't know, I mean, maybe in Wuthering Heights she probably is playing a character. It's more like, you know, Iron Maiden do songs about films. That's the way I see it. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know.
Actually, I don't think there's necessarily a problem with doing songs about films. To say it's inspired by a film or a book, I always think sort of those things should inform the music rather than become the inspiration for the music. So you should have an inspiration to create a piece of music about something.
Yeah.
Or a piece of work, and then the films and the reading that you do around it should inform the music to make it more, you know, to add layers and to make it a more solid piece of art. Whereas if you're just inspiration from a film, it means you're importing all the work of the film into the music. It just seems a little bit lazy to me.
Yeah, I mean,
pretentious at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, the worst end you've got topographic. Obviously, is the let's make a song from the Bible in 10 songs, like the first Genesis album. It's just very difficult, I suppose, isn't it, to get the balance right. So, title, Never Forever. It sounds naff and girly, and it isn't. I think intentionally, I think that's a thing she does. It really means it will pass, it will be okay, you know. There's this sort of general theme of people being separated, of alienation. Again, all of those bands, they're gone, but you won't feel it forever. You'll get over it. That's what it means. And maybe that's emotionally about what the music's about. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's 5 eggs for me.
3 for me.
Cool. There we go. See you next week for The Dreaming.